The board will meet in regular session on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2017 at 9 a.m. in the courthouse meeting room number 2, northeast corner, 3rd floor, with 3 members present. After the pledge this morning, please remain standing. I'd like to give a moment of silence for the people involved in the carnage in Las Vegas. Not only involves them, it involves America. So please stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Notice to the public. Board of Supervisors welcome comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You're requested to approach the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the same opportunity to speak. The normal process in any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate and roll call vote will follow. First item, number 1, approval or amendment of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I motion that we amend the agenda this morning. We are going to replace resolution number 2017-0045. The verbiage that is on the agenda, we're going to replace it with different verbiage, but the resolution number will remain the same. The difference between the two resolutions is the one we are going to replace it with is far more detailed.
And that is item number 10?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a second to this amendment?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to amend the agenda. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Solosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Been moved and seconded and approved that we amend the agenda. I'm having trouble with my tongue this morning. Consent agenda. Approve the minutes from regular session of September 22nd, 2017. Approve the claims as audited and authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payment of the same. The listing of the claims paid at this meeting and all claims paid in the month of October will be published as part of the first meeting in November. I would entertain a motion to that effect, please.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Solosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, motion is carried. Item number 4, request use of the courthouse grounds, Marshall County YMCA and YWCA and NIOT, not in our town, respectfully request the use of the courthouse grounds for an event commemorating 2017 Week Without Violence, October 16th through the 20th, 2017. Are there people here to speak towards that? We will give you an opportunity at this point.
Hi, my name is Kim Jas Ramirez, and I'm the Financial Development Director with the Marshalltown YMCA YWCA. And each year for the past few years, we've placed flags on the courthouse lawn, which indicate the number of domestic violence calls that the county receives I think it's the county, I can't remember if it's the county or the city, each year. And so it's a very, it's a display that I think people notice, and it brings attention to the important issue of domestic violence, which October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we respectfully request that we can use the courthouse lawn again for this display.
Could it represent both the city and the county, total domestic calls?
Sure, yeah, I
think-
can't
I think
remember,
it might.
yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I think it's the county. So we'll make sure we get that data. Yep,
Okay.
mm-hmm,
Thank
all
you.
right, thank you.
Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve this request from the Marshalltown YMCA, YWCA, and Not in Our Town for the use of the courthouse grounds, October 16th through the 20th, 2017, to place 18-inch tall flags on the courthouse lawn representing the victims of domestic violence in Marshall County, Iowa.
And
Is there,
I would second.
okay, so moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Solosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes,
Thompson.
Yes.
motion has passed. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Pardon?
David is not here.
Okay. Item 5 is Youth and Shelter Services. David is not here. We will jump on by that, and perhaps he was detained somewhere and we can catch up later. So we're going to move on then to item number 6, Marshall County Life, Accident, Health, and Dismemberment, Long-Term Disability Insurance and Employee Assistance Program. Discussion and possible action on the renewal with National Joint Powers Alliance for Life and Disability Benefits from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019. The chair would open this up for discussion and/or motion.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the renewal with NJPA for life and disability benefits from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019.
Yeah, I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion at this time then? This is a renewal.
Yes.
It's things we've been doing in the past, and so we're continuing this program. If there's no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Solosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes,
Thompson.
Yes.
motion is carried. Moving on then to Resolution 7. This is a membership that we need to be involved in because we have, at our past meeting, decided to buy some insurance through this organization, and we need to be a member of the organization to be able to do that. So we're playing catch-up here somewhat. So the chair would entertain a motion in that regard.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to adopt resolution number 2017-0044, a resolution authorizing the county to apply for membership in the Iowa Municipalities Workers' Compensation Association, IMWCA, and authorize the chairman to sign.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that adoption.
If there's any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Solosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes?
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, motion is carried. Moving on then to item number 8, secondary road improvement or equipment purchase. Discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of a service body from Aspen Equipment, Ankeny, Iowa, in the amount of $74,935. This service body for the county-owned mechanic truck will be built to the county's specs on the Ram chassis recently purchased. Mr. Geisenfeld, do you have any comments in this?
Just, if you have any other questions on it, but this is the service body that will go on that chassis that we just purchased, the Ram 5500 chassis. And this will include it's the body that has all the compartments for tooling, and it also includes a compressor, generator, welder, and a hoist, so we can pick up parts. And there's some fairly heavy pieces on some of our yellow iron that we need to be able to move and pick things up. So the crane has a little higher capacity than our existing crane and a little bit more reach, so we can get to the parts if they happen, if something is in a ditch or someplace where the truck can't really get right to it.
So, this 74,000 has nothing to do with the actual equipment that you're putting in there.
It's equipment mounted on the chassis,
So
but
we have to provide the equipment from the old truck or something?
no, this is all new. Everything is
All fairly
everything, and this unit will be used for, you know, we're planning on 15 years out of it, and likely more. It's something that doesn't get a lot of miles, but it gets hours, and it's just one of those deals where our current truck wasn't real reliable. Now this will be, when we request this, it could likely be January before we take delivery. They take a little while to build, but they build them to suit for what we're looking for.
And this is to go on the chassis we just bought from
Correct.
Gary?
Correct.
Okay.
And this
You
will be our
weren't
new.
kidding that this would be more than expensive.
Yeah, and
than
we
the
actually
truck.
expected it to be a little higher. We quoted a couple different vendors. We quoted Napahide, and they were a little higher than this yet, but this is actually the one that the mechanics and Jim preferred over the two options.
Okay.
So the welder, the air compressor, that is yet to be purchased?
No, that's all in,
Part of the
yeah,
74.
it's mounted
Okay.
and it's in this unit. Because the crane is probably as much as anything as far as the hydraulic crane that's included with it.
Do you remember what the capacity of that was? I'm
I
curious.
don't have it on me.
No,
It's
doesn't
probably
matter.
on my email. I can
No,
find it for you.
no, doesn't matter.
Other big capital items we're looking at equipment is, we're looking at probably a maintainer yet this year out of
It
this
was-
budget.
Yes, in fact, we took delivery last Friday, so we have it.
Okay.
The new maintainer. We just haven't got the invoice and get everything, but it's actually in service already.
Okay.
Well, that's the one we bought last year.
We bought
Paid
it,
for
it's,
this
no, it's
year.
bought in this fiscal year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to order it, you know, because they have a build out of so many weeks, and it turned out to be more like 6 months, so it's a good thing we purchased it in April, but we don't pay for it until we get it.
So we'll have it for the snow season?
Yeah.
And are we looking at other major expenditures
It's-
for equipment yet this
I'm just
budget
gonna
year?
look to see what the remaining is after we get this and see what we have. There's, I was gonna speak with you guys there, when we bought the excavator late in last fiscal.
Right.
It ended up actually coming out of this fiscal, so we underran equipment last year.
But it carried over.
Yes, but the overrun on equipment is gonna happen this year, so we'll be able to amend the equipment budget, but I will probably need to amend the equipment budget to make sure I can still get the tools that I need to get purchased this
Okay.
year.
But amending the two, we're still gonna stay between the budgeted item between the two fiscal years.
Yes,
We
but,
under on last and over on this.
yes, but the overrun may be more than, we'll talk.
Okay.
It's,
Always enjoy that.
Any other questions for Paul?
Just a comment, I guess. This number really takes me back. I was not aware of costs like this for a box on a chassis, but.
it's, when we get it, I'll make sure you guys can have a look at it.
I'd
but
like
it's
to, yes.
You want to put your name in so you can run the crane?
I would,
You,
that would
no,
be
you can, you can
nice.
run the crane. It's actually got a wireless fob that you can do,
Wireless
when you're
to-
working on stuff, you can, you know, raise and lower, and it's a extendable crane arm
Sure.
on it. That's,
No,
Okay.
that's handy.
Any further questions for Paul? Okay. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Did we have a motion?
Did we have a motion?
I don't
believe we
believe
did.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the purchase of a service body for the mechanic truck from Aspen Equipment, Ankeny, Iowa, in the amount of $74,935 for secondary road use. This will come from the fiscal year 18 equipment budget.
And I would second.
Been moved and seconded. Now, if there's no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Slosik.
Yes?
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
There's a reason for always having the motion before you open discussion, because you're going to forget the thing once in a while. Okay, moving on then to item number 9. We request the use of the courthouse grounds. The Travel Channel LLC and Painless Television Incorporated respectfully request the use of the courthouse grounds for their host, a detective named Steve Diashiti. Is that right? Diavidi? Sorry, should practice that one. To interview the Marshalltown Police for the purpose of photographing, filming, and recording scenes in connection with a television program on the afternoon of Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. The chair would entertain a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the request from the Travel Channel LLC and Painless Television, Inc. for use of the courthouse grounds for their host, a detective named Steve DiChiavi, to interview the Marshalltown Police for the purpose of photographing, filming, and recording scenes in connection with a television program on the afternoon of Wednesday, October 4th, 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone here to speak towards it? Have they talked to you, Mr. Lucas?
Haven't heard a word.
Okay.
I did call these folks and ask them what this was involving, and they're going to interview one of the Marshalltown Police individuals. I believe it's AJ Acola in the grand courtroom. They did check with the clerk of courts. The courtroom is available that afternoon and is not being used, so they won't be bothering anybody, and we are a public building. So,
And we will be on TV, Marshalltown.
Marshalltown, well, Marshall County, and we'll see what they do.
Yeah. Okey-doke. If there's no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Slosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is approved. Okay, now, we're going to item number 10, which starts on this page and goes to the back page. This is the one that involves helping out Hardin County by allowing Paul, or asking Paul Geilenfeld, our engineer, to sign papers for them. Every once in a while you have to sign papers. And Paul, you have any comments about what you might be doing up there?
And please explain what papers that an engineer has to sign.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, it's not an uncommon thing to happen when a county has an engineer leave and they're in their search for a new engineer to get a neighboring county to sign certain documents for them. The big things tend to be construction plans. If they are in that process of plan development, there may be, doesn't sound like this would ever get over into budget or program. I'm assuming their annual report is already submitted, but if not, certain things like that. And then there's progress payments to any open projects that they might have right now, and if they're using FM money or any federal money, then the project engineer needs to sign for the funds to be paid out. And that's probably would be the main one, is if they have any current, open projects.
Now, we visited with Paul about this somewhat because they called and asked, and you're still okay with it?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it. I do want to make sure the board and everybody knows that the engineer who resigned is a personal friend of mine, and I am going with the assumption that I can speak with Daryl during the process if I have a question on it, and we may want to ask the board if they're okay with that, but I would be going with that assumption.
I'm sure they would be. That would be part of the duties of you asking questions to be able to know what and why you're signing. Otherwise you wouldn't be comfortable. We have done this in the past when you were in the hospital in an injury. Tama County stepped in and offered their services. Hardin County has been very good with us in the past when we were down and without an IT director. They offered the services of their IT department, and it was instrumental in helping us there. This is just being good Iowa neighbors, so to speak, and we need to help them out as they would also help us out.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Yep.
Appreciate that. What we're taking one paragraph from this resolution and replacing it with 3 pages. And spent some time with a county attorney's office yesterday, and this just takes that one paragraph and expands upon it and fills in all the gaps and things so that legally everybody kind of knows what's going on. So instead of reading that to you, I wanted to explain what we're doing and move on from there. At this point, then, the chair would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I motion that we adopt resolution number 2017-0045, Marshall County resolution to assist in Hardin County with an interim acting engineer.
And I will second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion then? If not, roll call vote, please.
Slosik.
Yes?
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, motion is carried. Item number 11, public forum, is a time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on these items, on these topics brought up in the public forum. So at this time, anyone, Lucas?
I got some talking. Friday, we had our final inspection for the elevators. Both our elevators have passed state inspection, so they're up and running. They're running well. There are some small things that we still have to kind of finish work. Right now, they're installing, we kind of hear it outside, they're installing a leak detection system in both the pits of the elevators. So at times throughout this week and next week, one elevator will shut down at time just for finish and touch stuff. But we have finished the upgrade for the most part. Basically, we have painting on Thursday. They're going to update the flooring. So just kind of an update, FYI, on what we got going on there.
Questions, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Huge improvement.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a big improvement.
Forgive me.
You're
Lucas,
fine.
did the grounds fare okay in the aftermath of Oktoberfest?
Yeah, actually, they looked as well as they have in my recent memory. So, hats off to the Oktoberfest staff. They did a great job of cleaning up. There was minimal litter and trash left on the yard. The layout that they kind of did, the open funnel, I think worked a lot. They kept a lot of their traffic from vendors on the sidewalk, which I think helped out with a lot on the grass, and we didn't have rain, so.
Weather was perfect.
The weather was lovely.
it was
If
great
we
to
could
have
have that
the
every year,
concerts,
yeah,
on our
we'll be in
grounds.
good shape, yeah.
No umbrellas.
No. No sweatshirts either.
No.
Okey-doke. There we go. Thank you, Lucas. Anyone else?
Any applications for county auditor yet?
I do not know of any yet. They go directly to the auditor's office, and I don't know of any that have come in yet.
Had some interest in phone calls, but haven't received any.
I've had some personal people stop and ask me, but they have not turned in an application yet either, so.
Lisa wasn't aware of any yet. As of this morning, she was going to check after the mail came today to see if they were.
No, none had been turned into the auditor's
No.
office yet.
All right.
Okay. Harold, you raised your hand.
Harold Ladding. I wasn't able to be at their last meeting, but I read the minutes and so forth. And I want to thank you, gentlemen, for your action that you took, that you have the wisdom and the foresight, unlike the city fathers, with your action that you took on the bike trail. I do not want, we do not need to have our tax dollars go for a bike trail. That's, money can be much better spent for other things other than a stupid bike trail. So I commend you for your action taken, and I certainly hope that you continue to take the same position from here on out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harold. Anyone else? Item number 12, adjournment. The next regular session is October 17, 2017 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the County Auditor, Recorder's Office, or Board of Supervisors' Office by Thursday, October 12, 2017 at 1 p.m. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at 9:23. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
I wonder where David is.